So what's up, First Church? I obviously took some time off last week. Wasn't in the office basically from most of Wednesday, some of Wednesday, through Sunday. Needed some time to kind of step back and try to figure out a little bit what's going on. Not sure I did that, but really just needed some time to spend some time in prayer, spend some time with my family, and then just calm my soul a little bit with everything that is going on, all the changes, or maybe even maybe the lack of change, a lot of the unknown, right? It makes everybody a little anxious. And so I need to spend time just kind of me and the Lord and me and my family to kind of prepare. I knew the governor was preparing to hopefully make an announcement on Monday and start telling people what they can and can't do. And he did do some of that. And it really hasn't changed a whole lot for the church moving forward at this time. We are glad that those, I know some who wanted to get back to work that will be getting back to work here in the near future. Others, though, may be scared and wondering what work will look like or what you might be exposed to. And so I just know there's a lot of unknown still out there as a church. Just give you an update of kind of what we're thinking. At this point in time, we are probably not going to have a Sunday morning service at least until June. Maybe after that. Again, it just kind of depends on what we are trying to do as a state and as a country moving forward, and where the virus is at. I'm really kind of trying not to make predictions while also trying to prepare for the future. One of the things, though, that I spent some time thinking about in my reading and in my prayer was how do we view the church during this time? Like, how are we supposed to move forward? What types of things are we supposed to think? And I'm going to share with you a few things as I kind of reconnect with you in this video. I'm going to probably be repeating this maybe in our prayer time tonight and probably on Sunday morning, because I think all of this is really important for us as a church, as we think about the church in light of the coronavirus and what we aren't able to do and what we are able to do. And the first thing that I've kind of been reminded during this is that the mission is the mandate of the church. Now, the mission of the church is pretty simple, right? It's pretty clear in the New Testament that our mission is the Great Commission to go to all the nations, right? Disciple and teach and make sure that everybody knows about Jesus Christ. And to do that in a way that we are carrying out the great commandment, that we are loving our neighbor and that we are loving God with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength. Like, that has not changed when it comes to the coronavirus. Now, we express this as a church in 4 different ways. We express this in a way where we want everybody to know God. And if you've taken our next steps or our what was growth track, you know that knowing God for us and how we express that often takes place on Sunday morning service. We want to have these great services where we connect with people and we connect them with God through the worship, through the teaching, through the preaching, everything, the testimonies that are shared. And, you know, some of that isn't really able to happen or in the way that we would like it to happen because we're not together. But I got to thinking about it and just was reminded that we are not a church. We do not exist as a church for the purpose of having Sunday morning services. Sunday morning services together are something that we are able to have and wonderful and beautiful and something that we will continue to have at some point in time. But we are a church that wants people to know God, that wants people to have a relationship with God, who wants to invite people to join us in our relationship with the Lord, because it's not just something that we should keep to ourselves or have ourselves, but we should invite people into it. And this is a time where I think the Lord might be inviting you into a deeper relationship with Him. And I just want to remind you of that. Like, you can go deeper during this time, even if you're struggling. We see people like David in the Psalms, writing the Psalms, and he is struggling deeply at different times. But he continues to go deeper with the Lord. You can invite people to join us from home. You can disciple your kids from home. And so just know that mission is the mandate and you can carry it out. The second thing we want people to do is belong. We desperately want people to belong. And one of the ways that we help people do that is we put people in small groups. We try to get people together to spend time together. And we can't do that right now. I mean, we're being told to kind of stay apart. There may become a time where we're able to kind of kick off some small groups and maybe meet in some smaller discipleship groups. You can do that through Zoom and all of that right now. But we aren't a church for small groups. We are a church of small groups so that people will know that they can belong to God, that they do belong to God, and that they can belong to a group of people who will love them and take care of them and call them and Zoom them and text them and let them know that you miss them. Like, that has not stopped with the coronavirus. You can still make people feel like they belong and make them belong during this time. So reach out to them, tell people that you miss them. Third thing we do is in the mission of the church is that we help people live with purpose. We don't tell people the specifics of their purpose as a church. We let people know that they have an overarching purpose to bring glory to God and to enjoy Him forever. But the specifics of your purpose is not something that we tell you. It's something that you discover as you spend time with us, and we help you to express that. Well, the coronavirus isn't going to keep you from expressing that purpose. You can still live that out. You're just going to have to be creative. We as a church, we're trying to be creative with our purpose to help everybody know God, help everyone belong, help everybody live with purpose. And then the last thing is spread God's love. God's love does not need to quit being spread just because we aren't meeting on Sunday mornings, just because I am not seeing you. I miss everybody in our church more than ever. And I love everybody in our church. And love is something that flows naturally from us. And so it's not something that can be stopped. And so find ways to love on other people. Go buy groceries for people and drop them off at their house. And maybe donut bomb them. If they're healthy, right, and you healthy, do it the right way. Go set something on their porch. Buy people gifts. Send it to them. Let them know that you love them. Take meals to shut-ins. We got all of this going on right now. And just make sure that you can spread love. And don't get caught up in just all the negativity and all the, I don't know, all the things that aren't lovely out there right now, because there's just a lot of it. And so first, the mission is the mandate of the church. I'm going to give you 4 of these. That's probably my longest. Just hold on with me. You don't have anything else to do. You're in your house. Follow me here. Second is just be reminded that people reach people. All right. And so it's my job to reach people. It's your job to reach people. We have an opportunity to reach people that maybe we know we should reach, right? We should know we should reach our neighbor. Maybe you've never had a real conversation with your neighbor about Christ, or how you're getting along in this crisis, who you're depending on. It's a great time to have conversations with your neighbors, because they're outside, you're outside, you guys have nowhere else to go. Make that happen. We are putting a lot of content out there on Facebook as a church. I don't have a huge Facebook following like people in this area. I'm not very active on Facebook, and now I'm more active on Facebook. So people are seeing some of the things that I'm doing, but share what we are doing as a church, not just what I'm doing. Share what's going on our ministry page. It is a way for you to reach people. This is an opportunity. And so just use it as an opportunity. One of our initiatives that we've tried to kick off as a church too is for each one to reach one. And so everybody to have that one, a person. Call your person during this time. Check on them. The person who doesn't know Christ, or maybe is on the fence, or who you've been trying to get to church, connect with them and invite them to kind of get through this crisis with you, and be there for them and love on them at this time. And this is number 3 here. This is something that I've kind of been thinking about, is because it's kind of depressing coming into the office on certain days and realizing that the church is empty, or coming in on Sunday morning, you're going to preach to camera and the church is empty. But the truth is, this is kind of my third point here, is that facilities exist to facilitate ministry. Okay? And so everything I do in this office here, all the time I spend in study or prep or whatever, it exists for my ministry. The sanctuary exists for ministry. This building exists for ministry. Now, we are not using it like we did in the past. And that's okay, because this building is not the church. This building is a tool of the church that we use for corporate gatherings, that we use for groups to come in, that we use for ministry. And we are still using this building for ministry, just differently. We're not able to use everything, but we're looking at different ways we can use it in the future as different mandates are lifted, as it's safer to do a few things, maybe help people with childcare, whatever that might be. But what I want you to know is that we are using this as an opportunity in our church to update our technology. We are investing in some better camera equipment for Sunday mornings. So when we do get back together, we will be able to project a good service that's easy to watch, easy to listen to here in the near future, better than what we're doing now. It's a great way to reach people who are looking at potentially come to our church in the future and just trying to view us now and see what's going on and what we're doing. And so we're seeing this as an opportunity. We thankfully have been responsible with our finances through the years. And so we are deciding to invest in some better cameras and equipment moving forward for evangelism and to connect with people in the future. So it's an opportunity. And the fourth thing I've thought about, and I've gotten some of these things from an article from Christianity Today, so I don't want you to think that I'm making all these up, but these has helped me think about how I should think about the ministry right now and not be discouraged. And I'm just sharing them with you. And so the fourth thing is benevolence is beautiful. Benevolence is beautiful. When we first heard that kids were going to go home from school and that some kids weren't going to get food or whatever, immediately Pastor Doug called me. He said, Josh, what can we do about this? He said, I'd like to go shopping and get people food. And we said, yeah, take the trailer, fill it up. We will pay for it as a church. And so we started out immediately filling up a trailer full of food and getting it to the local school. Today, I had Brenda write $1,500 worth of checks to go to other organizations that need help, that I heard that need some financial help. We have more held back right now. As we hear needs, we're going to continue to give. And I'm just going to encourage you to give. Christian generosity is an opportunity for the church to shine and for us to be the church and help other people. And so if you are in a position where you have not really been hurt financially during the coronavirus, or maybe you have and you still just want to give, you feel like the Lord is calling you to give, make sure that you're giving to the church. It looks different now. If you were a person who gave in the offering plate, you either might have to send checks in, you might have to give electronically by going to our website. But we encourage you to continue to be generous during this time. And as a congregation, we will be generous as we see and hear about needs that people have. We've had a guy come in and he said, hey, I need work and I need some stuff done. We have taken money out of the coronavirus response fund to help pay him to do a little bit of work and to help meet some of his needs as well. And we've got other things going on right now, but this is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for us to be more generous moving forward. And then finally, as we think about benevolence being beautiful, we have people serving in our church right now. I mean, we have people that are taking meals to the juras. We have people who are calling our elderly or shut in, those who are most vulnerable, and trying to make sure that people are doing okay. And as a pastor, it's just really cool to see. I wanted to kind of get this message out to you. I know it's kind of long. I hope you've made it to the end. Maybe you haven't. But I want you to know that I love all of you, that this isn't something that I think we should be super discouraged by right now as a church. I think God is still at work. I know he's still at work, and he's going to continue to use his church. And I hope that you will just remain faithful. And all that you do, remember that we can still know God during this time. We can still make people belong during this time. And I want you to know that you belong to our church. You still belong. You can still live out your purpose. You're just going to have to get creative, and you can still spread God's love. And so make sure that you are doing that to the best of your ability each and every day. If you want to connect with me at any time, send me an email, call the church here. Let me know. I would be more than willing to talk with you and spend a little time with you on the phone or maybe Zoom, whatever that might be. Love you, and I hope, see you sooner rather than later. Let's pray that it's sooner rather than later. God bless you.